Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and I'm gonna do a every single sign reading. And today we're gonna do messages from Spirit because Mars is moving into Aries tomorrow. This transit is going to be with us until January 5th, including a retrograde in September and October. So this is a huge transit that is beginning right now. I'll probably do more about this later, but this reading is going to be focused on spirit messages to get you aware of the energy, get you thinking about the vibe that's going on, and just get familiar with what's going on. It's funny because I was inspired to do this and I wasn't planning on doing it. I just suddenly thought it was a good idea to. And I went on, and one of my favorite subscribers said that she's going through a lot and she's happy that I'm online. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I know that this transit, I'll explain the astrology first in a minute. This transit is going to feel somewhat intimidating at first, but I think that as it progresses, this will help us a lot individually and collectively to get through things, to get the momentum going. So in some way, this is going to be our point of transformation. And it starts with a big kick in the butt and a piece of awareness that's happening today, tomorrow, and the next day. This message is from now until January 5th. So I thought first I would explain to you guys some general observations about the astrology, and then we'll go into a reading. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but just to get you familiar with the chart. So we have Mars entering into Aries tomorrow night about this time. So we have 24 hours before it does. And this will be happening at the same time as the moon enters into Libra. So we have a quarter moon since the last eclipse, right? Since the new moon. So this is the quarter moon. Do you see this opposition between the Mars and moon? What this is going to do for you is that it's going to make you very self-aware of what you are doing. You're going to be aware of your actions, of possible actions you should take. All those kinds of things. Like, you know, you see the possibilities more with this. You see what you're not doing for yourself. All of these things. Even though Chiron is already at 9 degrees Aries, it's still relatively close to Mars. So, you know, all these pieces of awareness that we've been learning through the spring about who we are and who we are not, what are our shortcomings, what are the things that oppose us. This moon in Libra right now sees really well. And especially hopefully with the eclipse, you've seen some kind of illumination to the effect of basically where your life is at, a sobering awareness, yeah? And the last aspect that I actually wanted to mention is the sun, because since this is a quarter moon, the sun is actually on a T-square from this angle, right? Remember, the T-square is a 90-degree angle to Mars and a 90-degree angle to the moon. So in some way, the sun, who we are, which is represented by the sign of Cancer right now, is going to be brought to the forefront. And in some way, we are going to get the opportunity to understand and analyze our circumstances in life. And Mars is going to, in some way, evoke out of us awareness of what we are doing different than what we should be doing. And also, it's going to give us possibilities. So in terms of the things that you'd like to do, you're going to feel like maybe there's some long shots in your life in terms of the things that you want to do. Mars entering into Aries right now will definitely give you a push towards that. It's going to give you that counter movement to what you are doing. You know, you're going to be kind of the anti-establishment of your life right now. So if you're like shut in, if you sit at home all the time, you don't do much, you will be provoked to go out. And if you go out too much, you will feel like you want to stay home. For example, you'll kind of want to go against yourself in a new direction that's more right for you. So it's time to take some left turns, in other words, in our lives. The other thing that I'll mention just for the beginning of this transit is Mars is going to be forming very intense angles with Chiron and Lilith for the beginning part of this transit. I think that's the tough part of the transit. I keep on telling you guys the trifecta of mixing being hurt, Chiron, you know, anger, Mars for being hurt, processing those feelings, and then also Lilith, which is like alcohol. So it's like adding gas to the fire, you know. So be careful with those feelings right now. In some way, the healthy side of it is that it makes you aware of how you feel about things, right? The unhealthy side is that there's a higher chance that you or someone around you will act out, may blow things out of proportion, really get hurt about things. So that's the astrology for now. I just thought I'd give little blips of astrology, and I can show you guys as we do sign by sign the astrology and stuff. Make sure to like the video if you don't mind so other people can see it, and leave a comment down below. Your comments are actually really important, and especially if you're from the ages 18 to 24 and 24 to 34. Please leave comments down below. You don't have to say your age. YouTube knows that, but it's a way to help the algorithm. I get penalized for being older, so it's a little bit of ageism. It looks like in the curve. I might be wrong, but it looks like that. So that would help a lot, because I put a lot of content out, and it would help to not have to work so hard. So if you guys are leaving comments, then I can put out good content and not, you know, work in balance. So okay, so I'm going to go sign by sign now and give you messages from Spirit. And I have a beautiful sunset in my face, although the sun's going to go behind the clouds. So if it gets too dark for you guys, let me know. Okay? And I have the deck from Lihodziejewski, Robert. I love this deck. It's like the hardest deck to pronounce if you don't speak Polish, which I thankfully do. And then we have the Brał Tele, which is a beautiful oracle deck for more messages, perseverance. I think that's Mars. And I just want to say one more thing for the collective, like for everyone. I really feel like Mars in Aries is going to do a whole lot of good to things. I think it's going to really push things along. One of the things I've noticed is that between this epidemic, between a lot of different things, people are getting upset, but they're being quite passive. Even though we have like uprisings and people saying they're upset, it's not going as far as it could. Everybody's still being quite timid. People are still accepting illegitimate sources of authority, you know. They're still being sheep a lot. And so I think that Mars and Aries, for better or worse, will motivate people to be a bit more intense with what they feel. Like, what I'm trying to get at is, you know, a lot of people's lives are on the line here. Oh, it's getting too bright. A lot of people's, the sun agrees. See, it came out from behind the clouds. But a lot of people's lives are on the line here, and I feel like for it to be such a serious situation, we're still, I think that we're scared to put what we have on the line. I think we're still very intimidated as a society by everything that's going on. And even though there's some action, I think that a lot of the action is still very trapped in fear and trauma. So I hope that Mars gives us the gusto, the energy to push past. And I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen, that it's going to be more proactive for our own liberties, for each other's liberties, to put some lines in draw some lines in the sand and say, you know, this is my boundaries and better respect them. So whether this is for you personally or for your family or for your community, keep that in mind. You know, these readings are supposed to give some insight about the general flow of energy. So with Mars entering into Aries, we're definitely getting that, okay? All right, so I hope that helps you guys. And if you have any helpful comments, leave them in the description. They really are welcome. Okay, so first we have Sag. Hey Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. Messages from Spirit. Maybe I should tell you guys the astrology as well. So just like a little blip. So for you, Sag, Mars is entering into the 5th house. I would just say overall, just in a short kind of message, be careful with how much fun you have, especially if you're having fun, you know, like despite something that has happened. So let's say that it's the whole thing like the rebound, you know. You've been in a relationship a while, you break up, and so then you kind of in some way try to overcompensate for whatever you're feeling lacking. So once it gets too intense, once it gets too pathological, that's the vibe you want to stay away from. But the plus side of Mars and Aries in your 5th house is that this is a time to sort of have fun. Just make sure that it's coming from a healthy place, that it's not coming from a place of like, especially inferiority or a feeling of lack. Because when you're in that space, that's when Lilith can be really mean. So hold on to that, okay? All right, so messages from Spirit for Sag. Let's see. I'm just going to lay down the 6 cards and then tell you. So we have the High Priestess, and we have the King of Pentacles, and then we have the Strength card, Leo. Let's see, there we go. And we have the 6 of Cups. Somebody has they're saying right away, I can see it. Somebody has very strong feelings for someone else. There's a lot of like, how do you say, like real heart-based connection from one person to another. And then Knight of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. I have a feeling that there's a real intimate connection between 2 people, but there's 3 people involved. And one person is not a part of a relationship. So there's 2 people in a relationship. It's not a formal relationship. It's like a mutual admiration and or an adoration from one side to the other. And then there's someone on the sidelines watching in on this happen. And the person on the sidelines is aware as to how much their friend loves someone else. And I feel like they are going to they are really thinking through about things into how to make things happen. I think somebody is rushing towards love and happiness. They're willing to put a lot on the line to be happy, to find love and happiness. I have a feeling that there's someone who's very strong in the situation, someone who has a very strong established circumstance or situation about them. And I feel like this person is sort of alone. I don't know what that means, but it seems as though Spirit's saying the message is that somebody is very strong and yet alone. And I think that there's about that between maybe the 3 people or someone else as well. Okay, so we have richness. There's definitely something involving money going on. Something involving money, celebration. There's a trade-off that's going on here in the sense that somebody has a lot of money on the line. There's an opportunity for a lot of money. There's a lot of, it's like, there's like a decision between human interaction and having money, bringing closer. There's definitely a desire to bring relationships together. I think that because someone has a very intimate bond with someone admires someone else a lot, and then choosing the path. I think that somebody was about to leave a situation, and I feel as though someone's about to turn back to a situation. So someone was going to leave a situation, but now because of all these heartfelt, somebody was going to go after the bag, like money and whatnot, but they're choosing to come back around, okay? All right. So Cancer's next. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hey, Cancer, let's take a look at your Mars message. It's just like an intro. I'll do more on Tarot Talk, but just to get you familiar with this energy. So I think for you, Cancer, this is the first time that you're connecting back to the world. So you've been on hiatus since the North Node moved into the 12th house. So it's been about a month or two since that's happened. And now Mars enters at the top of your chart, and this is going to be your first time in which you're really going to want to do something again. Something might trigger you that's going on in the world, and I feel as though you will be preoccupied with like human rights, or you know, getting involved to like help someone out, getting involved to help a cause. I feel like maybe even social media, like kind of climbing out of your circumstances to confront what's unfair. I think that you're really going to be, over the next several months, looking out into the world and thinking like, oh crap, this is really unfair, and you're not going to be able to sit with it. It's going to be a very selfless feeling. So that's it. Okay, so let's see what your message is for Cancer. Okay. So I'm going to do 6, or if messages come in before then. So we have King of Cups, Queen of Cups, sorry. We have the 10 of Cups. Very happy in your situation. See, when I do astrology, it's mixed with channeled messages already anyway. So my astrology is very intuitive. The astrology is only the foundation, and then channeled messages on top. And so one of the main messages that I was getting for Cancer is that you're very comfortable in your current situation. You know, love is good, family's good, all that kind of stuff. But I feel as though you're being pulled out of that, but you're pulling yourself out of it. It's like, you know, you're walking home and you got to get home, but you see a kitten stranded on the side of the road. You can't help. Okay, I'm back. Hey guys, we're good. Okay, so I didn't notice where it stopped, so let me backtrack a little bit. In the end video, it'll be just a little skip. It's funny how Cancer gets these kinds of, you know, blips and beeps. Like there's always an interjection for years now. Do you guys remember when I did your North Node and Cancer reading? We had a major problem with the video. It's just powerful messages coming through, and it really happened when I put down the Star and the Hermit. And with this message, what it was saying is that there's some really amazing piece of awareness or a situation that you're presented with that's going to open your eyes. There's some kind of intense thing that's being put in your path, Cancer, and I feel like you are going to stumble upon something, and you're going to choose to pursue that, and that is going to be your way forward. Like I said, stranded kitten, something's going to become very important for you to address, and you're going to leave the comfort of your situation and pursue making sure that some situation is made right, like fairness and justice, and you get your wish for that. So it's like, again, the idea of selflessness. So being selfless and helping people and circumstances. It's a really beautiful message. You're getting pulled out of your own way, Cancer, to help someone else. And there's going to be good rewards for that. So we have the play, okay? You're in play mode, easy mode, vacation time, you know. And we have forgetting. Forgetting the past, like you're here to decompress right now, or you have been in a stage of decompressing and letting go of the last year and a half, like, and then sacred alchemy. And it comes from the heart, you know, Cancer. It's saying that very much from the heart there is this, I don't have to worry about whether or not you are going to pursue this. I know you are going to pursue that. You know, like I know that you're going to help this situation, this person, whatever it is, you're going to help, because there's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? So you're about to, in other words, you're about to break your, vacation, and now you're gonna get distracted with another situation again. All right. So next message, we have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your sign. Hi, Cap. Okay. Is this too dark now? Because the sun went under the clouds, and it's going to be gone for the rest of the reading. Let me know in the comments while I'm doing your astrology, Cap. Okay. So, hi, Cap. So when we look at your chart, we can see Mars in your 4th house of home and family. And hold on. And then what chart is this? Okay. Sun. Oh, right. The moon is at the top of your chart, blah. And the sun is in your 7th house. Something from your family gives you insight about a relationship that you have. And I feel like it will be a point of awareness about whether or not that relationship is really good for you. Like, it's like maybe everyone in your family is like a really nice person. And maybe you're letting someone into your life that has habits or bad behaviors, and you've been letting it pass, and now there's this point of awareness about like how that affects you, and you're like, whoa, I'm way better than this kind of situation. Not necessarily better than this type of person, it's just you might be becoming aware how people that you're letting super close in are not as good as what you have going on at home, and your upbringing, your education, the way that you were raised will really help you, kind of deal with that situation. So messages from Spirit for Mars in the 4th house of Cap's house, okay? Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have the 4 of Swords, yeah? We have the 5 of Pentacles. I feel as though, Cap, right now you have the opportunity to make a large step in your life in some direction, but there's like financial things that you're going to have to invest in order to do that. It's a bit of like biting off a bit, like you're going to have to take a bigger risk than you normally do in what you do. And I think that that's going to be a big question. How much are you going to risk to get what you want? 2 of Swords next. And so you're going to be deliberating this. Just so you guys know, this is how I pick the cards. Very easy. 4 of Pentacles. And I think that you're going to spend some time thinking about it. The message that I'm getting from the spirit guides or just spirit is that I feel like it's saying very clearly that you should take your time. They're saying, take your time, don't rush it. You have big stuff coming up over the next 6 months. You don't want to rush into things unless they feel 100% right, okay? And then we have the 10 of Swords, okay? You're going to feel like you really want this, but it really is too much for you to handle. It's like you want to buy something that's too expensive for you. It's going to be a real stretch one way or another. Taking a risk, those kinds of things you should take very carefully right now. It may in some way bring disharmony to your home life, your family life, or even your house. So if you buy too expensive of a car, that can have a negative impact on your financial stability and home stability, okay? And then 2 of Wands, they're saying that you're definitely going to see your way through it. So if you're patient enough, you will see a positive outcome to this. So they're saying that for sure. Let's see the next message. Mars in Aries. Mars is in rulership in Aries. I forgot to say that in the intro. And like, you're really like getting your stuff done. So we have remembering, Cap. I feel like it's something that you've always wanted. I feel like it's something that you've always wanted. It's like a tease, like I really want this. Like, for example, I really want a dog right now. I really want a dog. Everywhere I see, my favorite dogs are like hounds, like Dobermans, like I like dogs like that. And I can't really have a dog. And so it's like you have to have, and I don't know if I can explain it well enough how much I want a dog, but it's like, I can't have a dog. It's not fair for me to get a dog for the dog, so I have to talk myself down. It's a very similar energy for you, Cap. You really want this opportunity, you really want this, but it's like you hold yourself back. Spirit's saying that there's going to be a wonderful like revelation. You're going to come into awareness, something better is coming up. And then big. It's like, yeah, it's big desire for something, and you're like the sign that like you want something, you go get it, you know. And then soul. So you're gonna have a, yeah, wait for that soul. It's gonna be a channeled message. It says it's gonna come straight down. It's gonna really like, it's gonna make sense. It's not gonna be from desire. It's gonna be like from is, you know, like it is what it is. Again, it's gonna come down. And it's going to be so clear and evident that these desires, these things that you're pushing to make happen for yourself, Cap, those things are going to in some way not be as, you know, like that's, you can get whatever it is you want later, but for now, hold tight. Okay. Is this light okay? Is this getting too dark? No, this is okay still. Okay. Scorpio, hey Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Let's do this. So astrology, hey? Okay. Scorpio, let's do this. Okay, so Scorpio. So when we're looking at your chart, you're focusing on productivity. I think a lot of what's going on for you, Scorpio, is how much time you've wasted. Whether you've wasted a lot of time in your life, or whether or not, whether you've wasted a lot of time or whether you just perceive like you've procrastinated and wasted a lot. I think it's more of the latter, like you feel guilty that you've taken so long. I think that some of this you'll come into awareness over the next 3 days with regard to how your mindset needs to change. And when you shift the way that you think about it, then you're going to find new ways of doing things. So the way that you approach, the way you think about yourself and your productivity is going to shift, and you're going to free yourself up. Procrastination can be really linked to trauma, like feeling like a failure or disappointing yourself and being self-destructive. So if you have this transit going on in your chart right now, you may rethink things through. And trauma, there's not one way to heal trauma, but one of them, to heal trauma, all you need to do is think things through a little differently. So if you can like problem solve and find a better solution, Scorp, or a different way of thinking about it, it's like cognitive behavioral theory. So you sort of switch the way that you think about it, and therefore you relate to the situation different, and so different things follow. So, you know, hitting your head against the wall, Scorpio, is not going to do the trick with this one. And if you're doing like feeling guilt about how much you've accomplished, how much you haven't done, you know, and if you have health or weight issues, definitely don't get yourself down on yourself about that. Think it through over the next 3 days, and over the next 5 months, you'll find new solutions. So it's going to be really taking the path of least resistance as opposed to muscling through situations. So, you know, work smart, not hard kind of thing. Okay, so let's see messages from Spirit. So you have the moon. I'm trying to do 6 cards, but sometimes the messages come in before I'm done. So we have the 6 of Wands and 8 of Swords. So you feel guilt, or someone feels guilt regarding a past situation. They keep on moving past the situation and then going back and feeling guilty about the past. And I feel as though it is talking about a personal relationship. King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This person could be a Cancer or a Pisces. And then we have the Knight of Wands. There's consistent success and progress regarding a situation moving forward, they're saying. And there's an avoidance of the issue. So that cycle of avoidance is still going on. I've been picking up on this for you guys for a long time, and it's really come into focus about what it is. I really feel as though there's this Scorpio, there's someone around you with whom you have some kind of a meshing, kind of like a, you know, interconnection, or I think it's called like a nexus. So there's some kind of nexus between yourself and someone else, and you, in some way, sometimes you pull away from this person and sometimes they pull away from you, but for whatever reason there's always this interconnection. And so it's annoying because you can never get on the same page at the same time. And so in this cycle, I think that there's a real desire for success and to move forward, but I feel as though there's this problem-solving issue, like how do I solve the aspects of this relationship? This is a profound union that you're working through. Very, very deep feelings are involved in this situation. There's someone else who's bringing victory or news of victory, that there's been progress, but for whatever reason, it's a really unstable dynamic, you know? And then we have containing and preserving. So this person, this Knight of Wands, this is your messenger. The person who's coming in is going to help you maintain this situation for longer. So this situation is going to continue in the state that it is, or somewhat flux. It's not coming to an end. There's someone bringing it kind of together so that you can figure it out later. There's like, it's saying delay. I'm surprised like the Hanged Man didn't show up. And then near, well, it's saying it's not going to be far along since the situation figures itself out. I feel as though there's this like real, like somebody's really struggling with trying to figure out how to make a situation work, and that's the problem. They're trying to figure out, like, you know, a circumstance or a situation. They're simply trying to get their head around matters. Make sure to like and comment to make the energy real, but to let other people watch the video, okay? I really appreciate all of you guys who do that for me each time. So thanks so much. All right, so Aries. Oh, it's getting dark now. Here, let me turn on the lights for Aries. So Aries is going into the gong show. Mars is in Aries. It's in rulership in Aries. In some way, this is probably the most collective reading. So let me see. Okay. That's all right. Hey? Okay. Let me see. That's better. There we go. Hi, Aries. Welcome to my channel. There we go. Let's do this. All right. So, Aries, let's take a look at your chart first. We'll talk about the astrology, and then I'll do a spirit message for you guys. Okay. So, Aries, we have a lot going on for you. You've probably heard me say this in a lot of videos already. You're going through some crazy energy that really has you put, like, your feelings put on blast, being put out in the center of things, you know, getting put out on the limb, that kind of thing. The things that hurt are going to be provoked, all that kind of stuff. So for you, the main thing is not to run away. It hurts, but at the same time, it's the stuff that hurts that you know you need to rise above and bring awareness to. So those are the things that you're going to rise through and become stronger through or for. And then there's the other part of this, that the kind of the darker, the shadow side of this, is that really work at not falling or folding into the energy, because if you start acting out through your aggression or frustration about things, and especially if you're projecting onto others, or if you're lashing out at others in some way through your pain or aggression or ill will or feelings, that's going to become a much more complicated situation for you. You may feel as though that you're being targeted that way. Like, it might be true that other people are doing this to you, and that will be universe challenging you, or the energy challenging you, and your goal is to step away from that energy. So don't get involved in like rough stuff. And in some way, if you're in a partnership or a love situation, that person may be really insightful to help you, especially over the next week or so, bring awareness about what it is that's your weak spot, you know, what it is that's the trigger. So just be patient with yourself. All right, messages from Spirit for Aries. You can do it. You're going to be fine. So we have the Death card. So it comes from a place of security. It comes from a place of feeling vulnerable. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, security, and the Magician. I'm not reading unless the messages come in early, you know? Okay, come on. It's darker now, so it's harder for it to focus. Okay, we'll just let it do what it do. Magician, you know it's the Magician. And then we have the Libra card. So it's saying very much what I just said in terms of the astrology. The astrology oftentimes is intuitive message for I'm just getting for the collective. For the collective, it's saying. So like I said, it's for the collective, but it's intuiting messages for Aries, right? It's saying very much, very strong message. It's saying, you know, balance out the ending or the situation that has ended, or the flux situation, the situation that's kind of coming in and out. Bring balance and order and fairness to it, and approach it with a level head. And steadiness will get you success, like I said in the astrology part. And you have the Hierophant, and we have the Eight of Wands. There's going to be a very powerful message that comes to you, Aries, from a person or a source of authority. It might be like, you know, I used to go to church all the time and listen to Mass, and like the Mass would give me messages of encouragement and that kind of thing. So it may come through a movie or some other source, but something that really touches your heart, Aries, it's saying. It's going to give you perspective and something to focus on. So you're going to be fine, and I think that you should bring yourself, it's saying very clearly, bring yourself to a place of balance, and like stay out of anything that's like messy or like all over the place. And you're about to move forward towards something that's going to lead you to a lot of success, especially in terms of financial success, career stuff. And if you feel unsure about that, there's going to soon be some kind of higher source or higher source of authority or something that you value a lot in, and that is going to give you encouragement and a focus and direction. Here is the next message. So this is the Destiny card, the Star, Pure Intentions. So I think that this is saying, like, really draw the curtain on something that's over and just put it in your past if you're holding on to it still. Gratitude and thankfulness. Somebody is grateful for things that you've done for them, Aries, and I think that they're about to give you some energy back. And then you have the Offering, Hanged Man, delays. So it's saying, like, bide your time. You know, it's the worst when you feel like imbalanced, you want to do something about it. But I think that what this is saying is that you should definitely bide your time. There will be a solution that comes through in which you'll feel very strong about it. So don't go on like, you know, what do you say? Don't chase the white rabbit. Don't go off on a tangent, Aries. Just follow through with what you're doing. Hold on tight, and soon enough, something stable is going to come up for you. Okay? And then we have the Gemini. Hey, Gem, how's it going? Let's take a look at your cards. Sorry, because it's kind of sunset, you know, where I'm at. It must be dark wherever you guys are at, unless you're on the West Coast. Okay, so Gemini. Hi, Gem. How are you guys doing? I feel like I missed your guys' birthday, so sorry about that. And I feel like probably a lot of people missed your guys' birthdays because it's just been a gong show. So I wish you guys all the best birthdays. All right, so let's talk about where this is heading for you, this Mars in Aries. You know, you really want to tell someone off. I've been getting a lot of messages for you guys, like in the sense of like you knowing exactly what a person is about, knowing exactly what, you know, they're coming at you with, not being fooled by fake friends, those kinds of things. Someone lying to your face and you knowing it exactly, like what's going on. Basically, the message that has been showing up for you over and over again is that you're not fooled, which means that someone's trying to mess around. And so I think this Mars means like you know what to do, but really control your energy, really control how you confront it. And it might be something involving your money, which is bitter, you know. It's very bitter. But just don't react for at least 3 or 4 months. And, you know, this retrograde period in September, it might give you an opportunity to address it. But, yeah, just don't go there. It's your, you know what they're about, you know, it's just that person, Schmeagol, you know, sneaking around. Schmeagol is like the Lord of the Rings character, Gollum. And so he's like, you know, just like the Judas, kind of the betrayer of anyone for a little bit of gold, you know. There's people like that everywhere, you know, even some Geminis. But anyway, so let's take a look at spirit messages. Not you listening. I'm just saying that everyone's out there. All types of people are out there. Okay, so here is your message, spirit message. We have the 2 of Pentacles. I wish I could give you guys a focused card, but that's okay. So you've been working really hard on something and you've been making a lot of progress. That's the message from Spirit. And I know it's still dark in here, but the sun, oh, you can kind of see the sun. There's this beautiful like golden sun shower through the clouds. So I guess that's a good message, or it's a good little, you know, piece of information. So 2 of Pentacles, and then we have the 3 of Cups. You've been working really hard. There's a party around you, and we have the Hanged Man. You're trying to tiptoe around people who are not working so hard, Gemini. And I feel like, you know, you don't want to get caught up in the carousel of BS again. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And so you've been advised by a friend or a companion to work really hard, and her messages resonate really, really strong to you now. So maybe in the past you have gone to the party and now the sun's coming out purely. So now it's going to get really bright. But anyway, so she, in the past, maybe you have gone to the party, but this time you're like, I have things like at stake that I don't want to risk. The sun's fully out for you, Gem. Things are going to improve. You're changing your path, they're saying. And so I love reading with the clouds and the sun. Hey, guys, that's like it's like a blessing. It's like spirits coming in and saying these messages with me, you know, through the clouds, saying, oh, it's going to improve. When the sun kind of comes out, it's a good sign. And just if it goes behind the cloud, don't think it's a bad sign. I just think that it's basically saying that things are improving. And then you have the sun in Scorpio, 6 of Cups. There, it's, you know, you feel good towards friends and circumstances, and then you have the 7 of Cups. Putting yourself out on the limb, it's saying I know you're putting yourself out there, Gemini. I know you're kind of doing the things that are not easy, but you're going to do so well, you know? You're going to do so well. If one of the moderators who's here can approve all the comments that are okay, I'm not sure why they're getting flagged, but Joemma's comment is totally cool. Okay, so yeah, 7 of Cups. I just feel as though you're in a space, Gemini, of I feel like you're gonna, it says that I know you're feeling like you're out on the limb, you know? And then we have the defense card. That's that defense of protecting your own, you know, protecting your own or what you need to protect. Oh, there goes the sun again. And then we have, it just came out for you, we have the Chariot card, the card of Cancer for some people. Celebration, merriment. I just feel like you're next to a carousel, like that's the message. Like next to a carousel, there's some kind of a party, a distraction. You know, it looks almost like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is like a movie, and they take a bunch of drugs and go into the hotel and it becomes very chaotic. And it's like this like place you don't want to go, this messy place. Some of you guys want to go there, but I don't. My life's pretty much like a carousel most of the time anyway. But in the good sense, not the kind of like, here it feels like nauseating almost, you know? Like that party's always going, the party, but it's not going to bring you anything. And then you have the friendship message. Putting yourself... There's a friend that, it's saying that there's a friend you should trust in all this, and only time will tell. Only time will tell, but you sort of already know, and it's somebody who's understated in your life, they're saying. So it's not like the person that's so flashy and in your face. There's someone in the back there, you know, Joemma in the back. She's there for you, Gemini. You know, she's got your back. There's a friend. There's a low-key friend. A very good friend, so watch out for that. In a good way, like pay attention. Okay, I love low-key friends. Low-key friends are the best. Okay, so we have Virgo next, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The sun is behind the clouds, Virgo. Don't get discouraged. Okay, I think I probably turned off autofocus. That's all right, Virgo. Let's do what we can with what we've got. All right, so Virgo, let's see. We have... Virgo, for you, this is really intense, right? Virgos need to really watch their health over the next 5 months. No skimming around, no BS food, no BS drink, no cigarettes, no BS, okay? Just, and I feel like there could be someone coming at you for financial reasons. There could be a misunderstanding. There could be something in which other people are messing around with financial stuff. That's your stuff. And so you have the urge to correct it, but I really feel like your time will be much better between December and January. You want to sort of wait for that ish to clean up. If you... this is your download, and I've been getting it a lot for Virgo. I'm a Virgo, so sometimes I get a lot of downloads for you guys. And everybody in my family is a Virgo, except my dad, who's a Gemini with a Virgo moon over my sun. I know it's really lit. So everybody's a Virgo. And so yeah, we have very analytical. We drive each other crazy, but this Mars... The big download for you guys is that once you say something, you can't take it back, you know? Once you say, so really bide your time with when you say it, how you react. Whatever it is, there might be a desire for you to check someone, like, and in some ways, there might be a situation that may be pulling you away from your social circles right now. And it may not be to the effect that your social circles or friends are bad. It's just something's pulling you away in a direction you have to address, Virgo. So don't mess around with that. And your financial situation is coming into focus. Pay attention to your money, Virgo. Don't mess around. Okay. All right. You're going to do fine. Okay, so here is your stuff. You have the Page of Wands. Okay. Something youthful, energetic, a new path. And then we have the Five of Cups, Virgo. And the Four of Cups, Virgo. Apathy is not your friend, Virgo, it's saying, you know. You create so many boundaries for yourself by over-analyzing stuff, by just saying like, this path, I want to go down this path, but it hurt in the past, so I'm not going to go down this path. I think there will be a situation that in some way encourages you But you have to work on your demons, Virgo. You have to be a little bit more forthright, it's saying. If you want what you want, you have to go for it, and you have to confront BS as it comes up. There is a situation that's out of your control that's going to flare up. It could be a pathology, somebody's mental health issue, where they're, messing around with money that you have also. And it's going to be frustrating because you may not have immediate recourse for it, but that's coming. And shared resources, like stuff you own with others, families, husbands, wives, whatever. And then insight. I think that this is teaching you at this time how to push forward, Virgo. I feel like push towards the thing you want because you're stopping yourself. It's like you don't develop an idea far enough before you give it up. And 7 of Wands. And you get too defensive. So it's like a lot of like defensiveness that it's saying. Spirit's like hard on you, Virgo, every single time. But I think that this is encouraging you. It's saying you can do it. You need to stop of course we can think back to times when things didn't work out, Virgo. But if you keep on reiterating that like a broken record, you don't need it. You're victimizing yourself at that point, So I feel like it's saying like you don't need this, Virgo. You don't need this holding yourself back because the reason and the logic says this. Like, go take that cup, take the opportunity, open your world up. So we have dignity. You're like too shy to do something. You're like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not. Free will. It's your choice, Virgo, the moon. So this dubs as the moon. And the soul. Somebody else got the soul. It's like this is telling the spirit saying like you're going to live at 15% for a long time unless you turn on that, like allow your soul to, don't over intellectualize your soul. That's the best way to say it. So don't over intellectualize. There's an opportunity coming in for you, Virgo. Don't over intellectualize your soul. Okay. Good. Right. High five. Okay, I like that one for Virgo. Although we always get the strict ones. Because it's like my spirit guys chime in now. They're like, Veroosh, I'm going to tell you the real tea for Virgo. Okay, so we have Capricorn we've done. Gemini we've done. We haven't done Pisces yet. Sag we've done. That's the weirdos. Scorpio. Have I done Scorpio? Scorpio. I've done Scorpio. Thanks, Tabby, for keeping order. Virgo, I've done. Gemini. Libra. Hey, Libra. Libra. This is a good transit for Libras. So, no chance of getting a... Let's see if I can get autofocus now. It's like I have to ask my computer. Oh. Autofocus. It's on. You know what? I'm going to leave it alone because it's Mercury retrograde. I'm just not going to go there. Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome, you guys. So let's see your chart. Libra, relationships and soreness in relationships. If you've been hurt by a relationship, you're going to work through that. The sun is obscured by the clouds, and it's a thin veil of clouds, and you can see the sun through it. So it's like you're sort of separated from a relationship or a situation, but you still can see through. You can still see the relationship. It could be a strained period of life in terms of your relationship with someone else. So it could be the part of your marriage where things are a little bit more distant, but you're going to get through it. I feel as though this is necessary. I think this is really like airing out things, Libra. I feel like this has a lot to do with like, maybe you've been with someone for a long time, and this is like you airing out who you've become. And like now you both need to show each other who the other person is. And then on the other side of things, I feel like maybe if you're a single Libra, maybe you need to start looking for somebody different. Maybe like you need to start looking for a different type of relationship. Maybe you have a different identity that's emerging, you know, and maybe you need to start looking for, maybe you're looking in the wrong direction for the wrong kind of person, you know. Maybe you're looking for the person that was attractive to you when you were 18 years old and you're not 18 anymore. You know, like new life phase is here. Okay, that's cool. I like that message. Libra's doing fine though. You guys are doing great. North Node is at the top of your chart. You have some of the best transits right now, Libra. Okay, so Ace of Cups, an opportunity for love. That could actually spark your awareness about what you actually want, which is a different direction than what you're doing. See, new love, but you're not so interested, and you're wondering why. It's like, you know, okay, and then we have the Six of Pentacles. I think that you're being polite, and I think that also you're looking for like something that complements who you've become or who you want to become a bit better. And Eight of Pentacles, you've been working on yourself, they're saying, a lot. So when you work on yourself a lot, you kind of change who you match with a bit more. And then we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Wands. You're going to see how you've changed perspective on what you're attracted to, and with that will come new relationships, they're saying. So over the next 5 months, it's going to be a lot of like, and especially September to October, that's when Mars will go retrograde in Aries. That's when you're going to have a real change of heart. And especially if you're a male Libra out there, you're going to have like a real, because Mars rules like the male libido way more than women, but women as well. Like all of you are gonna just shift in terms of partnerships and relationships. Sorry, this is me bridging the message from the astrology to the tarot cards, but yeah, just a shift in awareness, like, you know. Okay, so we have the potir, to be, to do. It's saying, Spirit's saying that you shouldn't hold back, you know, especially if you're single and you're like, I don't know what I want, so I'm going to hold back. Spirit's not telling you to hold back. Spirit's saying, you know, go, you know, like go do different things, you know, get a bruise, like have the experience even if it doesn't work out. You'll find yourself through the experiences you're doing. And then you have breaking. So something is no longer acceptable for you. Simple. And then we have thankfulness, and you'll be very grateful once you realize it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, Libra. Hey girl, hey. That's good. I like that. All right. All right. Scorpio we've done. Taurus. I love Tauruses. Can I meet a Taurus now? Like a Taurus guy. I know it's a bunch of ladies watching, but you're appreciated. Like, just like, I want to quarantine with a Taurus. Tauruses are busy because, you know, everybody wants to quarantine with Taurus. Let's take a look at your chart, Taurus. So for you, the big thing for the next 5 months, from now until January 5th. So I feel like there's a lot of things that haven't been said in your life that have caused you pain, and for the betterment of agreement with other people, for the betterment of keeping the peace, you have not addressed them. And Taurus, I think what's going to happen, especially the first 3 months of this, from now, July, August, September, October, let's say, it's going to become incredibly painful for you to not address things. You're going to be really pushed to address the things that you keep so personally within yourself. And I feel like you're going to be very much like you're not going to be as compromising. You still will be compromising the things in the present, but the things in the past where you said yes, but your heart really said no, you're going to be like, no. you're going to really like come back at it and be very vehement to say, no bueno, like, bye, no. This is not good, you know? It's like, the things that like you've been permissive of, they're gonna be write-offs. Okay, messages from Spirit for Taurus. Oh, new beginning right away, the Fool. And it jumped out, so it's going to be very lively. Mars is in rulership in Aries. So Tauruses work a lot from their subconscious, it's true. People don't know that, but like you do, like the Taurus is slow until it's time to act, and then it's just like probably the fastest sign, charging bull, you know? So yesterday I did this like really cute dog meme on Instagram. It's on @Veroosh Astrology, so go follow me there if you're interested. And I put the bulldog with Virgo, but I was like, oh, I should really put it with Taurus because it's a bulldog. But no, you guys got, well, you can see yourselves what you got. It's really cute. I like it because I love dogs. So you have the Fool, and the Magician, and it was sitting like this, and it's kind of tricky energy of the Magician, okay? So expect tricky energy of the Magician, something coming up for you, Taurus, in a surprising, a fun way. Oh, and Magician for me is someone who loves you, you know, someone's making the moves. Somebody's making the moves on Taurus. It's going to be a sweet ride, Taurus. A hidden admirer, because Mars is in the 12th house. That's the hidden things. Ooh, a hidden admirer for Taurus. Someone really loves you. Somebody really loves your pain. Ooh, that sounds creepy. Not like that. Somebody can, I think it could be somebody who identifies with things that hurt you, because maybe the same things hurt them. So hopefully it doesn't become a codependent relationship. That's not what I'm getting here at all. I'm getting like someone's like shifty. They're like so nervous around you right now, Taurus. And I think that there's some real love there. And then you have the loyalty. That's all you deserve is loyalty and trust, goodwill, you know. And also Saturn's here. Let me show you guys. Saturn is at the top of your chart with all these different planets. That's a big deal, Taurus. You have one of the most prominent. That's why you're so like make it or break it. Like and Uranus in your first house is totally helping with that too. It's like you're not letting shit slide. You're getting to where you're going. You're just going to make it. You're just going to you have a very powerful transit for the rest of the year. It's a good year to have that transit because everything is upside down. So, you know, you can face a lot. You have the strength. Remember to take care of other people with your strength too. Somebody's hiding a lot behind the scenes. They like you, 9 of Swords. They may come and go a lot. They may hide their true feelings for you. You just have to be patient with them. But they're secretly very loyal towards you. So don't think like they're gonna, you know, shortchange you or do something bad. We have the Strength and Energy card, the Leo card. You're hot to trot, Taurus. You're like, I'm going for it. I'm getting things done. I'm on my way, you know. And everybody notice. Everybody like your knowledge. Somebody's hiding knowledge, somebody's wanting to tell you something, somebody's waiting for the perfect time. And then you have the ending. Okay. Fear of ending. Somebody's afraid to act because they're afraid of something ending. That could be you or the other person, but you got to get over that head trip. Fears of endings. Maybe you're I do pick up on the fact that you're dealing with someone who's been through a lot, and it could be karmic for them, which means it has to do with a past life. Okay? All right. I just got this download, Taurus. So, basically, how do I explain this? Okay, so you guys know I have some problems online because I created Pick a Card and All Sign, and these younger people get more views than me because of age prejudice, because I don't get as many exposure to certain age groups, 18 to 24 and 24 to 35, because I'm older than that. I'm in my late 30s. Anyway, and so these people are saying things to me or like gaslighting, you know, and being underhanded, and they're saying things like, you know, making comments about the way that I sit on the floor, you know, and I've made that be known. And so in their callousness of getting more views, they're trying to shame me and trying to talk down to me for the way that I sit, to say that it's going to cause me some bad energy or something, whereas in fact they're only getting views because of their age. And so Taurus, this is a message for you. And I was wondering why that was coming through, but it's coming through here because it's in the 12th house. It's in the underhanded. So it's a similar kind of situation. I didn't know how to explain it else to you, but it's in the underhanded comments. Like, don't let that kind of stuff, it's called gaslighting, and it's a form of narcissistic abuse. And like, I could feel bad about it, but I'm like in my late 30s. I know petty games by 25-year-olds, right? So it's like I could be upset by it. I guess if I don't know, when I was 25 it wouldn't hurt me, but I guess that's the kind of stuff that hurts them. And so they're trying to make me feel like they feel or whatever. So anyway, no, it's fine. I'm trying to teach Taurus something. And the point is, like, you don't have to, I never feel bad about that stuff. I just felt bad when like other stuff was going on that we don't want to talk about. I'm totally okay. But like, Taurus, you don't want to, like, there's going to be people that are going to try to make you feel like, with underhanded gaslighting, manipulation, bad. And like don't fall for it. And you know, they're going to patronize you. They're going to try to in some way gaslight you or abuse you in a narcissistic way. And you know the truth. You know why, you know, they are in the situation they're in, and they're flaunting it in your face. And it's like, in my case, they're winning because of prejudice, and they sort of are too ignorant to understand, and they're self-righteous and entitled, like many people in these situations are. So it's like, for you, like, it is what it is. You can't be jealous about other people's situations. You can only deal with the situations that you have, you know? And you don't have to be belittled by little people, you know? All right. Not that there's anything wrong with little people. I don't mean little, I mean little people of small character, small capacity, right? You're just the fact that they're doing it, it just means that they're petty, they're small, yeah? Not little. Little people are great. They usually have the best personalities, so oh, it's a time when we have to really watch our words, you know? All right. Okay, so, and yeah, age prejudice is a thing. It's called ageism, and it's a really bad facet of our times. And age discrimination and sexism is on the rise. Hatred of women, particularly of women as they age, is like a really toxic thing. And women who participate in age discrimination of other women are just, it's a horrible thing to do. It's really ugly. I never was down for that. It's the epitome of sexism, and it's the epitome of discrimination. And if you stand up for yourself in terms of human rights or other things, and you feel yourself victimized by the world, and then you turn around and do this to others, it's just ugly. That's all I'll say about that, okay? So next sign. Sometimes I can't think of a better example. I'm sorry. Okay, and then we have Capricorn, Sag, Scorpio, Aries, Taurus. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Sally. Leo, Pisces, and my favorite. Okay. Leo, we're going to have a nice, strong ending. Pisces. Okay, let's get weird, guys. Okay. I just got weird, but okay. So let's take a look at your placements. So what we have is, oh yeah, I'm a floor sitter. It's like I sit on yoga blocks, right? And I have bolsters and stuff. I mean, it's really expensive, actually, all the stuff that I bought that I'm sitting on. Before I used to sit on a stool. Now I sit on bolsters and stuff. So really nice ones too. I don't know if I should show you. If you guys are curious for a little show and tell, let me show you. Besides, I have very healthy hips from doing yoga for so long. Here. See? That's my bolster. I have more than one. I have like all my yoga stuff's on the floor. And I have like the mat that I sit on. Yeah, it's great. It's like the healthiest. And I've always sat that way. But like I said, before I had a stool, but that was not healthy for my back. So I moved down to the floor. And I feel like I'm very connected. Yeah, for sure. And besides, when I get yoga head, I'd probably fall off the table, fall off the chair or whatever. So when I got channeling head, Pisces. See, I got weird at the moment. Hey, Pisces, let's get focus, Veroosh. Please do a timestamp for 53 minutes if you're doing the timestamp. And thank you to whoever's doing the timestamp. So, okay, so Pisces for you, financial hurts, you know. You wish you had more money than you do for the things that you want. And how could I forget Aquarius? I'm just saying. You guys say the funniest things sometimes. So yeah, Pisces, it's really in some way like, you know, you're not a materialist, and yet it hurts when you just don't understand that system as well as others. And it's like a system that provides you a certain degree of security and like prosperity and health. And I feel like yeah, and so I feel like you're going to be going through the feelings of, I wish I had more, if I was only more cutthroat, if I was only more invested in money, if I was any more, you know, like this materialistic side, if I could see money that way, if I made those decisions faster, I could have these things now where I'd be in a better place financially. And that's a shitty place to be. I'm sorry. It's a crappy place to be. But here, I feel that a lot because I kind of struggle with that kind of stuff too, where I don't place value in being like systematic in order to get ahead more. I just don't. My mental health is more important to me than that. But some people will, you know, do anything to put themselves further ahead. And so, or ambition, financial ambition. And so this is the only thing I can tell you, Pisces, is that you do the best with what you have, and the decisions you've made have let you to where you are right now. And you wouldn't be the person that you are right now if you didn't make the choices and have the experiences that you did. And so, you know, and this is my advice to you, because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have two types of careers. I have the helping side, and then I have the technical side, which is like marketing and business. And then I have my social work side. There's two sides to me, computers and psychology. Okay, in terms of work. And I've always done one or the other. And I've pushed myself into the technical side of things. I'm good at math, I'm good at statistics, I'm good at science. But I've never thrived in those environments because I am freaky deaky, you know? I am weird. I think weird, and I always have. And I'm a strong creative, and I've always been outside of the, like, straight and narrow. Not like I'm pretty straight edge. I've always been straight edge. It's just I do my own thing. And the thing is, when I've tried to push myself in those environments, to some degree I've succeeded because I'm good at math, you know, and other things like technical, like computers. But the problem is that when I've tried to push myself into that situation, it made me really unhappy, Pisces. So what I'm trying to relay to you is like, don't feel so bad, because I've gone through it. So I'm just telling you from my experience, like, don't feel so bad about not being a round peg going into that round hole, or like, you know, enjoy yourself as the square peg and do your own thing. And the grass is greener on the other side, you know, and you wouldn't be happy if you had done those things. So with this transit of Mars and Aries, you need to acknowledge that maybe there's some things you can do better, but don't really get down on yourself, which you may feel like. And it may, for some of you guys, I'm not trying to trigger anyone because that's gaslighting, but the sun is in your 5th house. It might have something to do with your kids, because that really hits the guttural, right? Like where like you want something for your kids and you just wish that you were a little bit more, but your kids are better off you being you, okay? So you do fine, Pisces. Sorry about that if that's triggering. Messages from Spirit for Pisces. So we have the Empress, Venus, blossoming. You have a beautiful transit with Ceres and Neptune right now. There's a bit of a trine with the Sun coming up July 12th. The trine's going to, in some way, make things even more confusing. Page of Swords, messages from Spirit. 3 of Pentacles. Somebody has more than you, and they're showing it off. Again, petty behavior. But you're the Empress, Pisces. It's just like they're challenging you because you're the Empress, There's always going to be like, there's 19-year-olds in Vancouver with like Ferraris and Lambos. It's like, or there's like these 3 girls or something who drive like Bentleys, around. It's like, sure, like I don't ever feel a way about it. I'm kind of like admiring, like I wish I had a Bentley, but like it's just that's their role. But like, everybody has something to show off about themselves, and then there's always a consequence to it. Maybe they're really lonely, maybe that's all that they're allowed, there's restrictions maybe that come with it. So I'm saying, like, it's a manipulative behavior around you that in some way is trying to make you feel like, but you're the real deal, Pisces. We know this. We know it. We have the 4 of Cups. Something new is coming into your life, Pisces, the guides are saying. And we have the Emperor. And we have the King of Wands. There's someone who's coming in to give you a big lift, big opportunities. Just don't petty little skirmishes. Don't let them excite you, It's just, Pisces, you're so sweet. You don't need someone to in some way, and don't let someone take you off your path. Like, just stay in your role there, strong role. Let the Emperor come. Isn't it the 2nd time that Pisces got Empress and Emperor together? That's like a real sign of like love being near. So glory and victory, number 37. Something coming through, they're saying wait just a little bit longer. It's coming in. Then we have 58, ending. It's going to end. I feel like a small irritation coming from somebody who's like, I got a Lambo. It's like, did you work for it? No. Did your daddy buy it? Yep. It is what it is. There's going to be people who have Lambos and all these things that their parents bought, Don't get upset by it. Maybe they got it. Who cares, Life leads people in many different corridors. We never know where things will work out. So, better to follow your soul. And those people with Lambos have a soul too. So it's not about that. It's like, just don't get distracted from your soul by bullshit of other people. And then we have the big energy. So we have big energy. Somebody big is coming in. Sag, Leo, or Aries, Don't play or hate. Right. So we have King of Wands. A big player's coming in on your side, Pisces. You're going to get much farther. I think the summary of your freaky deaky reading, Pisces, is you're going to get much farther doing you, because you're going to see allies that are more of your type, and they're going to resonate with you, and they're going to give you strength. So just do you, double down on you. You have wonderful transits. So we have Aquarius and one more. Aquarius, and what's my other lovely sign? I know the last 3 were great. Pisces, Aquarius, and remind me, guys. Aries I've done, right? Yep. Gemini I've done. Cancer I've done. Woohoo! Libra I've done. Sag I've done. Virgo I've done. Taurus I've done. Leo. That's what I thought. Aquarius, the binary. So we have Aquarius first and then Leo last but not least, okay? All right. Ooh, it's getting dark in here. Okay, so Aquarius. So intellectual intuition, right? To my little Martians, Aquarians, my little aliens. Let's do this. Okay, so Aquarius. Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your chart. So right here, Mars is in your 3rd house. I feel like things that you've said or things that you have said, let's just face it, Aquarius puts their foot in their mouth a lot, you know? I love it. I have the moon in Aquarius, so I tend to avoid a lot of that, although sometimes I do it as well if I get really worked up. But I'm usually the one on the side laughing, enjoying myself alongside the Aquarius, who doesn't really mean what they say. It's all like figurative and metaphorical, and it's not actually meant in a bad sense. But in our age of, you know, PC culture, and PC is just fascism, there's a lot of good, but a lot of bad in that. So it's like a weird time to be an Aquarius, and especially like, you know, just letting it all hang out kind of thing. And so you might be dealing with consequences of things you've said, or, you know, how you say things. And the ugly thing about all of it is that essentially Aquarians use metaphor to speak about undercurrents of things that are really right, and there are really like truthful discourses. They're unpacking the deeper truths that are actually better for all of us, and they see that with their intelligent intuition, right? And so with this transit, in some way you're facing all of that you're saying the right things, the things no one's saying but should be said, and then in some way, the manner in which you say it, the flippancy, the sardonic humor, all of that stuff kind of works against you, especially by people that are too caught up in formalities. And so I feel like, I don't know what to tell you, Aquarius, because I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan of a good joke, and I'm, you know, a fan of, I don't get caught up with like little details. And I understand like that humor, like I don't get caught up at the face value of things in terms of humor. Sometimes the meaning to me is more profound, and then that's the point of it. But a lot of people miss that. So you need to find your place in all of that. You need to find like, you need to find your place in all that. And if in some way you have, you know, felt as though you got dragged or some bad stuff happened because of this, or in tandem to this, then I feel like you need to find your space in all that, and don't let it shame you away. Don't let it push you away. Part of the energy that hates you in general, like the universal energy that hates that side of you, not all of it. Some of it's correct. Let's just say it. Some things we shouldn't say. Some things are inappropriate. And we get caught up as our minds move too quick, Aquarians. And so, but there's a part of it, you know, there's energy that wants us to keep the world sedated, keep the world stuck in itself. And malefic energies will exploit, you know, these PC culture stuff in order to push along their agendas. And Aquarians, like, it's a bit of both, and you need to find, it's not going to be a black and white answer. It's going to be like a gray mishmash and stuff. And right now it might feel as though it's not coming, but it's coming, you know, probably the next 3 or 4 months when Mars goes retrograde in September and October. Okay, that's the best I can tell you, I think. Okay, so next, messages from Spirit, right? I love Aquarians so much. See, things are going to get better. Wheel of Fortune. I love when the Wheel of Fortune is out. It's like Jupiter's in the house. Hey, girls, hey. Like, I'm just opening the door. Okay, and then we have the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's stuff. There's like, you know, but there's rewards for saying those things in terms of karma, in terms of being fearless. There's like universe is listening, guys. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So Moon in Aquarius, you know, dipping out, getting out of the way. A lot of this has to do with, like, it's crazy right now. So you have to be a little careful when things get intense. Spirit is saying, like, you can't go there all the time. I think that's part of the answer, that you have to pull back a little bit with the times. And like, there will be circumstances and times in which that will be more acceptable. I think Spirit is saying, like, keep it for your close friends, the ones that are not going to stab you in the back. Then you have the Ace of Cups, new beginnings. They're coming in the next 3 to 4 months. And then we have new offers, new outcomes overcoming. Knight of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You'll meet somebody who in some way kind of gets you away from things a little bit, puts you in a new environment, it's saying. All right? All right, so let's take a look at a few more cards. Dignity. It's just like, how do you say it? Like, you have to be honest. It's like, and you got to maintain dignity, and you just have to just, oh man, that's a tough spot. Breaking. You're going to break the cycle. You just have to wait and see. I feel like a lot of the things against you have to do with prejudice. You know, they don't like you for the fact that you're undermining prejudice, you know? They don't like you for the fact that you're inadvertently you're making them feel a way about their prejudices. Ageism, sexism, racism, you know? They're projecting onto you, you know? Or maybe you represent something for them, like their mother, you know, or their father or whatever. So don't even go there. It's a messy, messy mess. And then you have defense. So new defense comes in, and your defense is avoidance. Don't go there. You can't reason with the unreasonable, okay? Very strong message for Aquarius. I hope you guys do well. I know you'll do well. You're the gangsters. You're the alien gangsters, you know? Okay, Leos. I had a message for Leo, but I forgot. Look, I rolled the dice and Leo came out. That's pretty epic. Okay, last but not least. Messages for Leo. Mars in your 5th house, right? No, Mars in your 9th house. Let's see. Leo, hi Leos. So Mars in your, I feel like you're being challenged on ideas. I feel like it has a lot to do with idealism. Like you're being challenged with ideas, and there's like an ideal thing, you know, that you represent. You want everyone on that same page, but like that party's over. This really reminds me of a time when I was like out raving, you know, being a little raver teenager, and that phase was over, and the scene was getting really dirty and full of drugs, and it was just no longer fun. And the ideal of what raving was, which was plur, peace, love, unity, and respect, and all this full-hearted warmth, was dying. And because there was an oversaturation of drug lords and all sorts of gross, icky stuff, right? And it's kind of like we had to put it down. And then when I was an adult in my late 20s, raving came back, and it was like a whole new phase of kids doing it, but it wasn't my generation anymore, right? And so this is the kind of thing I see for Leos over the next while, is like some of the beautiful ideals that you want, ideas that you want to happen, beautiful things are being, you know, confronted and ruined right now by the way that things are. And some of these things are outside of your hands, like the drug lords have come in, the coldless, heartless vampires, you know, the soulless zombies are around pushing their narrative. The appropriation of like spirituality is being appropriated by marketing agencies and advertisers who just want to pump money in the system, you know? So whatever it is that your ideals are, Leo, they're getting sort of stomped out, and it hurts. But like I said, the message is, just like with me and raving, I'll come back. And I did rave when I was like in my late 20s. And in my early 30s, I went to parties all the time. And so it was different, but it was fine, you know? And it was good. It was like I had totally different experiences, but these messages come back around. So your ideals are going to see the test of time, Leo. That's what I feel it's saying. So you may be for a moment in time feel as though the things, your virtues, the things you really believe in are being taken away from you, Mars and Aries, but they're not going to be taken away from you, Leo. You know, they're going to come back. So just I think the message is like, take care of yourself in a different direction. Okay, so we have, sorry about the darkness, the darkness. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands. The darkness of Leo. No, just kidding. Meow, meow. I'm in my cave. Meow, meow. 7 of Swords. And then we have the Queen of Wands. That's you, Leo. It's like you've put up a good fight about your ideals and ideas, they're saying. But it's like you're still a sunflower. Read the Sunflower Sutra by Ginsburg right now. Even underneath the soot of the locomotives, you're still a beautiful sunflower inside. You know, it doesn't take away. 7 of Swords, you know. People are letting you down. Things are not what they're meant to be, you know. That person that hugged you so sincerely, you just find out that they're on Molly. They're, you know, and the next time you see them, they're wigging out because they were acting weird, you know, like it's all that kind of stuff. Like the disenchantment, because your ideal, Leo, is there in these beautiful spaces without drugs, without anything. And people are people, you know, but just know that in time things will come back around. And then you have the Empress. So you have very strong people alongside, and people are there watching, you know. Ideologically supportive energy is there. There's love, and then there's the strength. So it's like, tough it out, Leo. You're the toughest sign, you know. You tough it out because you make the ideal so perfect that it's really hard to live up to. And then we have the Death. I think that what the Spirit's saying is you have to remove some people out of your way, these soulless zombies. There's some people that are in your vicinity that are just taking away from the perfect ideal. Okay, and then we have Pure Intentions. This is destiny. It's meant to be, you know, no doubt about it. And then we have Giving, okay? And you keep giving and putting out the good energy, you know? And it's sad when it's like, because it's so, when you put so much energy out and it falls on deaf ears, it's like, well, crap. But it's met its mark, you know? You may not see it right away, Leo, it's saying. And then we have, there's a big outcome, yay! Okay, so there's big success. It's just, it may not be. So what I'm predicting for you, what I feel like it's saying, is that you are going to face a small period of disenchantment as to how your ideals are playing out in the world around you. It might be people who don't get it, people who you teach everything that you give energy to and they just mess it up. But this is saying there's going to be a big positive outcome. So don't get discouraged that some people don't get it. That's their life. That's their process. They're going to rise up in their own time. And in time, you will see, you know, big outcome. What you've done is going to leave a huge positive outcome on the world. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real and to help other people see the video. Thank you guys to keeping track of Tabby. Thank you for having my back and you know, keeping track, and thank you for the time caps. I'm going to put your Cancer season relationship compatibility here, so go check it out, and more on Twitter and Instagram for you soon. Take care. Love you. Bye. Mars and Aries rulership. Yay. Hey girl, hey. How about